As we kick off the first heat of the day here, Sage Erickson up against Coco Ho. And these are two surfers that are really showing great form and looking to really cement their position in the top 10. Sage coming off the back of her best ever year on the championship tour. And it looks like Coco Ho's going to get things started for us here in the first heat of round 4. Very different conditions today. Wind from a different direction. So a new bump on that face to negotiate. And Coco doesn't hit that end section. She gets out of there. Ho from earlier in the event. This is one of the real early upsets, wasn't it? Because Lakey surfed so well on the Gold Coast, but Coco just kept her cool and got the job done.
And when we touch on, you know, surfers that are in form, yeah, you know, we see it, we get to watch it, but the surfers that are competing against each other know it too. I mean, she would have seen Lakey's performance and knew that she had to lift her game, and she did. And that's what I'm talking about, having a much more confident approach, because it really starts much longer before your heats. You know, you've got to be able to lift your, you know, and you, as much as a lot of times you're like, oh, I'm going to focus on my own game, you have to pay attention to who you're surfing against.
I'll say Erickson definitely aware of who she's facing at the moment. I think she'll get a few more points.
Good wave choice here from Sage. You can see there's going to be a nice open wall there. You know, those mid-face bottom turns, she started projecting down the line very early in this wave. And again, those turns a bit stronger already. Knowing how important it is to finish your rides, she's done that. So this is going to be a good start for Sage. You know, this is the board she was riding the other day. Looks good under her feet. See how she swings that arm? Both arms actually getting herself up into the whitewater again. Good momentum shift. And of course, keeps that opportunity down the line. You see she digs in. It's a good placement of that turn. You know, she can push really hard.
6.83 for Sage on her first wave. And now she goes looking for a backup number. A nice big first turn, so feeling comfortable on her board after that first ride, and the second move is strong as well. This is a competitor that grew up on a right-hand point break. When she gets the opportunity to sink that rail, she really goes for it.
You know, I think that she's like going, oh, wait, and tap, oh.
Here goes Coco, bit of a wobbly first bottom turn, but she's recovering well now, slicing through that second carve. And bringing this one right through to the inside, over that inside shelf. You can see there it was dry reef.
Not like it's been beat down, so it's nice and smooth. It's actually quite harsh. But yeah, you're right about that recovery. That was good for her to be able to keep that together. You know, and that's just she is a bit more slight in weight and size, so she's going to have to really understand that. And she was able to recover nicely. Let's take a look at Sage's second turn here. That was nice, that redirect. Keeps the speed going here, but lays into that carve. Perfectly placed on that closeout section. Would have been nice to be able to finish here, but still, like I said, it's going to be a pretty good score for her. As you see this section, look at how smooth that is. Good angle into the maneuver, and those arms spread out wide. We see all those surfers that can do that.
Now we're seeing Erickson on a good size set wave. Goes to that cutback once again, but doesn't see the scoring potential down the line. She's out of there. They were making up for the lack of flow and getting more points for that commitment and degree of difficulty.
And that's the key out here. It is that commitment and degree of difficulty, because you get limited opportunities to get those combination turns in. And we saw yesterday.
You can see that the judges leaving some room in the scale for some really progressive turns. And here we go, Coco Ho, a very committed first turn option there, and floats it once again, but just goes down, trying to ride out of that move. As we see this replay, you get an idea of Coco's preferred approach to surfing a ride, and that is to have that vertical angle really attacking the lip. And the conditions out there today, Peter, it is a little flatter, and that seems to be suiting Sage more.
Yeah, and I mean, this is you're not going to see a lot of wave opportunities like this one that she just picked up.
Here we go, Sage Erickson using priority on this wave, trying to get rid of a 6.83. And now she gets that opportunity to unload another one of those huge calves, just hacking through the face of the wave there and finishing right on the inside.
Let's watch the replay here of Sage. There's so much bump right there on the face. That was that first size set wave. So the first turn wasn't real strong, but the second turn there, again, she lays in, pushes a lot of pressure on that back foot where she's able to whip the board completely back into the pit. Judges will like that. That's committed. Is able to finish. You know, she was able to hit that closeout right on the dry reef. You know, right here, she kind of had to negotiate an almost placement turn. So not super strong there, but lines up this next section nicely. As you look at the recap, it started out pretty much all Sage with that 6.83 early. Just by the virtue of those two strong turns, she really saved that turn there because there was a little bit of stickiness. She could have easily stopped right there, but she actually whipped through it and rebounded off the whitewash. This was the 7.93. This is the best wave of the heat. And that first turn, always so strong, and then she backs it up with another one. You know, and those were two turns. You know, they're high quality turns. You know, she didn't pull off the last move, but it became the best wave of the heat because of the virtue of those two strong turns. So it's quality over quantity.
Exactly, yeah. The judges have really been giving a lot of credit to big individual moves throughout the event. Coco, she's able to really squeeze a lot of moves into a pretty short amount of space. They've given a nice piece of wall to an easier go at letting go of bigger turns there, setting those rails. Here goes Coco now. This is her opportunity. Good looking wall. So a decent turn to get started. Now cutting back to the foam. She has to finish this one off. But as you can see, that wave just stepped out. It got ugly. And Sage wisely doesn't commit to that ride, but want to start making quarterfinals regularly. Erickson trying to get rid of a 6.83, and that wave didn't really pan out. Now with 2 minutes to go, Coco having a look at this one, a little out of position. There's something else out the back. Both have massive followings. They're fantastic role models. But obviously only one spot up for grabs in the quarterfinals in this heat. Coco's wave just coming a little late here. There's that beautiful style which we've loved watching on the championship tour for the last 9 years. We're going to see plenty more of it this season. Sage Erickson though, Pete, too strong on this occasion.